You are standing in front of your closet right now. You are staring at 15 different shirts. You are worrying if the specific shade of blue looks too corporate. You are stressing over whether those pants make you look approachable. It feels like a shallow modern struggle of the TikTok era. But your brain is actually running a prehistoric survival program. Every time you get dressed, you are performing an ancient ritual. Now imagine your walk-in closet is just a damp limestone cave. Imagine your seasonal wardrobe is actually a pile of wet bison hide. Imagine the temperature is dropping toward a lethal sub-zero range, and you do not have a single patch of fur on your body. If you find the idea of ancient fashion surprisingly stressful, welcome. Subscribe to this channel because we basically act as a support group. We help people who feel like they are just ghosts in modern machines. So why exactly did our ancestors decide to cover up? It turns out the answer has nothing to do with being modest. For a long time, we believed a very specific lie. We thought ancient humans were just crude brutes. We pictured them shivering in the dark because they were too dumb. We assumed they only wore skins because they were embarrassed. But the archaeological record tells a much more brilliant story. Ancient humans were not primitives hiding their bodies. They were master engineers creating the world's first portable environments. Clothing was not a choice made for social comfort. It was a high-tech survival suit designed for global conquest. Let us look at the timeline of this incredible invention. About 1.2 million years ago, things changed forever. Ancient humans began to lose their thick coats of body hair. This happened so they could become the ultimate endurance runners. Bare skin allowed them to sweat and stay cool during hunts. It was a biological superpower in the heat of the day. But that superpower became a death sentence when the sun went down. Without fur, the night air became a predatory force. The wind could strip away body heat in minutes. Our ancestors had a massive physiological problem to solve. They needed to protect their skin without losing their ability to sweat. This is where the persistence hunter met the master tailor. In Schöningen, Germany, we found the first major clue. 300,000 years ago, people were skinning bears. We know this because of specific cut marks on the bones. These were not marks from a hungry butcher. These were careful scrapes designed to keep the fur intact. Those bear skins became the first heavy-duty winter coats. But how do we know they wore them regularly? We cannot find a 300,000-year-old sweater in the dirt. Organic materials like fur and leather rot away almost instantly. So scientists had to look at a different kind of witness. They turned to a tiny biological detective called the louse. Head lice have lived in human hair for a very long time. But body lice are a completely different species. Body lice do not live on your skin or in your hair. They live exclusively in the folds of your clothing. By using a molecular clock, scientists tracked their genetic history. They found that body lice diverged from head lice long ago. This happened between 83,000 and 170,000 years ago. This is the definitive smoking gun for the history of dress. It proves humans were wearing clothes consistently enough to host parasites. We were already a clothed species long before the Ice Age. But the real revolution happened in Morocco. In Contrabandier's cave, researchers found something truly world-changing. They found 62 tools made from animal bone. These were shaped like spatulas and scrapers. They were used to remove connective tissue without damaging the leather. This was not a lucky accident of survival. This was a sophisticated leatherworking industry over 100,000 years old. These ancient people were not just draping skins over their shoulders. They were manufacturing specialized garments with professional tools. Then came the greatest technological leap in human history. It was not the wheel or the steam engine. It was the invention of the eyed needle. Around 40,000 years ago, someone had a brilliant idea. They carved a tiny hole into the end of a bone sliver. This allowed them to pull thread through layers of hide. This transition from simple punching to tailoring changed the planet. Tailoring allowed for fitted garments that trapped air against the skin. It created a microclimate that moved with the human body. Without tailored parkas, we could never have crossed the Bering Land Bridge. We could never have settled the frozen reaches of Siberia. We would have been trapped in the tropics forever. Recent 2024 evidence from the Le Prele mammoth site is mind-blowing. 13,000 years ago, people were using needles made from foxes. These needles were so small they could sew waterproof seams. Imagine the precision required to sew fur with a fox bone. This was high-performance gear that would rival modern mountain brands. But there is a deeper layer to this story. Once we started wearing clothes, they became something else. They became the world's first wearable social media. In Georgia, researchers found flax fibers from 30,000 years ago. These fibers were dyed in vibrant colors like pink and turquoise. Why would someone in the Stone Age dye their clothes? You do not need pink thread to stay warm. You do not need turquoise flax to hunt a mammoth. You do it because you want to be seen. As clothing covered our skin, we lost our natural canvas. We could no longer show our status through skin markings alone. So we moved our identity onto our garments. We used beads and shells and bright dyes to tell a story. We used clothing to say, I belong to this tribe. We used it to say, I am a successful hunter. We used it to say, I am important. Clothing became a bridge between survival and symbolism. It allowed us to communicate without speaking a single word. Every time you choose a specific jacket, you are doing this. You are signaling your group belonging to the rest of the world. You are using your body as a billboard for your identity. This is not a modern vanity or a symptom of capitalism. It is a core survival strategy of a social species. In the ancient world, being recognized by your tribe was life. Being an outsider was a death sentence in the wilderness, so your outfit was literally a tool for social safety. But there is a bit of irony in this success. By creating these perfect artificial environments, we changed ourselves. We became physically softer than our ancient ancestors. Our skin became thinner and more sensitive to the elements. We outsourced our warmth to the hides of other animals. We became the only creature on Earth that cannot survive naked. We are a species that lives inside its own inventions. Think about that the next time you put on a sweater. You are not just wearing wool or cotton or polyester. You are wearing 100,000 years of engineering. You are wearing the reason we own the entire planet. You are wearing the tool that let us conquer the Arctic. You are wearing the technology that turned us into social icons. It is okay to care about how you look today. It is okay to spend 5 minutes picking the right shirt. Your ancestors spent weeks scraping hides to achieve the same feeling. They spent months carving needles to make sure they looked right. You are not being shallow or distracted by the modern world. You are just honoring a very long line of clever inventors. You are remembering that humans have always used art to survive. You were never going to be just a naked animal. You were always going to be the creature that dressed up. So wear that favorite outfit with a bit of pride. It is the oldest and most successful technology you own. If this perspective made your morning routine feel more epic, subscribe. Leave a comment about the one piece of clothing you cannot live without. And hit the bell so you never miss another deep dive. You are a walking history book, so try to